Hey, favored ones, welcome back for another collective reading. Take your seats around the round table and let's settle in. In first order of business, let's cleanse the space with the Witch's Broom Kynite, which doesn't absorb any energy, so it doesn't need to be cleansed. If any of you are looking for that type of crystal, plus it looks super cool, especially around the spoopy season. Some of you may be going into markets because that's usually where it's used as well, or some of you are sweeping or have the cinnamon witch's broom on your front door, or a wreath as well. But yes, for sort of business cleansing and welcoming utopia. So welcome utopia is what we like to do over here in our corner amongst the favored ones, is welcome in utopia. Ooh, must see it being jiggly today, so excuse me if it is making its own song up over there. Some of you are making up your own songs or creating your own songs, and I think that's amazing. So I love welcoming utopia over in our corner, safe corner and cozy corner of the internet, where we welcome in utopia for our own personal lives, our community, earth, and like on a galactic scale, even dimensional, if you want to like bring us all together and united. So that's a part of that. So if you want to pause, or if you already have like a good idea of what it is, you can welcome in your personal utopia. And yeah, and to move on from that, remember these are general readings, so not all messages may apply to you. Take that chair. I will get comfy. Yes, get comfy. Get comfy. And some of you may talk about getting your little snacky snacks on your channel and stuff like that too, but yeah, these are general readings. Not every message will apply to you, and if they do, I'm happy that I'm giving out readings that are resonating with you personally, on a personal level. For those who aren't, don't take it personally then, you know? And as well as I'm not taking any personal readings online at this time, except for personal friends and family members. So yeah, today's crystal is aquamarine, and it symbolizes happiness, hope, and everlasting youth. It is also ancient times. Aquarius was thought to protect those at sea and believe to make sailors fearless and safe from adversaries on the open waters. Some of you may relate to Greece and Poseidon, or traveling there, traveling over the waters here soon, or just navigating your life right now at the sea of life, and your guides and your higher self want you to know that you're safe from adversaries at this time. I feel like more people want to collaborate with you than want to tear you down. And for those who do, not have the best of intentions for you, they're knowing you well enough to move correctly. Don't mishandle you or get the thorns is what I'm hearing here. I'm feeling a lot of tingling in my eyes, so a lot of you are welcoming in utopia, and it just makes me so happy that we are seeing each other eye to eye. And it's just so cool having that idea brought to life, and people resonating with it is really cool. So I wrote down, as usual, since I've gotten, my guides had informed me to start writing down my downloads, because I'll get them throughout the day and I'll be like, that's so cool, and then I'll walk away later for a reading and I'll be like, okay, what now? So some of you may be journaling down your downloads more often, or making a grimoire, as some people like to call it, book of spells, book of downloads, as well as like animals and herbs, and just learning what you want to do with your own craft, with your own practicing, if you do so. If not, it could be it's just your favorite hyperfixation at this time, and maybe you just like the occults because it's cool and fascinating to you, and it's not really on a spiritual level, and that's totally cool too. We're all valid on our own levels, and having a healthy amount of respect for other practices, even though you may not personally believe in that, is like goals, because that's just minding your own business and leaving people who aren't hurting nobody to their own too. Like, a lot of you could, or not a lot of you, but some of you, I know that there's someone in particular I'm speaking to that may practice, trigger warning for people who have been religious, but Satan hits satanic followings, because I know one of their rules is do no harm, take no ish, and like they don't believe in hurting children, and a whole bunch of stuff. If you've never actually read the rules for their stuff, you may be looking into all different types of religions and old practices from different cultural backgrounds, because you're like, I want to see what really like resonates, or just learning, of course taking into consideration not interfering with closed practices as well. We don't want to we want to appreciate, not appropriate. So here, what I was hearing when I first got on to the video here, we were leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. So I feel like some of you are going to be traveling, and it's a little bittersweet. For some of you, it's because you're leaving a place that you've lived for quite some time, and you're going and starting a whole new, brand new journey. And the others, I feel that it's your time to come home, that the adventure, and like I'm getting from when The Hobbit, when when they come home, and Bilbo is writing his stories now. So you're coming home and you have something to write home about. You're coming home, you maybe writing songs, or have your tour and you're writing how it went. I just feel like it's a bittersweet traveling, but oh so exciting to the chapter that comes after. I hope I remember that. I think that might be the title of the video. Okay. You don't need an audience to be kind, is what I was hearing actually at 9:58 a.m. You don't need an audience to be kind. Don't get me wrong, it's lovely to receive recognition for a job well done. That's not the vibe I'm getting though. Y'all shout out people. You recommend people for gigs, or just suggesting people to their personal and individual business, or even if it's not an individual business, like if you know someone who works at a certain coffee shop and you direct people to their coffee shop, or certain people. Oh yes, speaking of coffee shop, I feel like the bittersweet leaving is also leaving a job, and you may love it there, but you know that you've outgrown it. Or some of you are reminiscing about having to leave a job and you really loved it there, but you knew that it was your time to leave. Back to the coffee. Okay, some of you are recommending people for being for producers to get their music career going, and like places for getting vocal lessons. You're just really shouting out people when they're not even in the room, and when they won't even know that you recommended them unless the people actually go to them. But even if they don't, you're still doing this turn of kindness, even though you don't have to. You're doing a service of kindness behind closed doors where most people don't get recognition. But the universe wants to, the big but is like, yes, all of that, all of that, all of that. Okay, I won't say but, I'll say yes. The universe wants you to know that you don't need an audience to be kind. Some of you are waiting for an audience. Some of you are waiting for followers to start picking up, and for some of you could have started a new account or on a different social platform altogether. Like you could have started a Twitch account or a TikTok, what have you, and you're just waiting for it to pop off. And you're like, where's my audience? My story's worth being told and heard. Whereas if I build it, they will come. Then what's going on? Like, it's not that you don't doubt it. You're just like confused on like, is this it? Because if this is it, I'll work with it. But I was expecting more mouths to feed, more people to be showing up. And the universe wants you to see those empty seats in the audience for what they really are. They're not empty. They're reserved. They're reserved for the real ones coming into your life. I also heard Giddy Up Lone Star, which I feel for some of you, your journey is a personal one right now, whether spiritually or musically. Some of you, this is the way you'll prefer to move, and for others it's only for now, for those who are hoping to like do features and like working with other people for like music videos and stuff. It doesn't have to be that. It could be like partnership and in wanting to start a bakery or have a clinic for Reiki, starting your book series. And right now it's just a personal one on your own, so even if you were doing a book and you had like, and this book was based off of like, let's have an example. Let's say you have I don't know why they're bringing this up, maybe you really like sports, but there's like, let's say that you have a fantasy baseball or football or whatever league, and each year after the league is done and whoever wins, you like draw a manga to like support and show like the winnings, and you're like, some of that's going to be with the group, with everyone, right? And with the crew and doing features and, going over the statistics of who won the game. But you're also going to have to sit and draw out that the manga yourself, or the like cartoon, even though you spent the whole day with someone, when you are journaling and writing in your diary at night, that is a personal trip and a personal journey. So sometimes you need to take a time aside for your personal journey. Some of you may prefer to make a grimoire of your own first before you bring it forward to a coven, if you plan to have one. Not everyone will have one, and that's perfectly okay. I hear someone's inner child longing for when a certain wound will be healed. For some, it's the fear of being seen. For others, the fear of failure. And for a few rare of you, it's some of you, I feel it is the fear of success, because you just don't know what that looks like. It's not within your family generational line, so you're not quite sure what it looks like, so you don't know, and you feel unprepared. And that could be the child wound, is that you felt like in the past, if you were more prepared for things, you wouldn't have had to go without food. You wouldn't have had to, if you had saved that snack from lunch, then you would have it later for when they couldn't make you dinner and stuff like that. So it's a lot of childhood that you could be cleansing and pulling those old paradigms away from yourself, because you no longer resonate. And now that you're healed and properly equipped with tools from therapy and just from being older and having more life experiences, you are knowing how to handle that experiences better. So the universe might be bringing it back up in order to cleanse it. For others, the wound is the loss of someone, whether it's breaking up or passing on. And it's certainly, it could be a childhood wound for like a sibling that was lost, or a parent, which is a lot of heavy energy here. I know for sure. If you feel you need to take a moment and come back, make sure you take care of yourself. They love you. I love you. Take care of yourself. My favorite ones. Please be. And you're your own favored. You are favored. So please take favorable care of you. Okay, now that we got through that heavy energy, here's what your higher selves came through with. And I wish it was a different song, but here we go. This song that came through in response to this wound is Nickelback, Someday. Which is, because this Nickelback is so ridiculous. But on top of the fact that it's someday, is like, could you be a bit more clearer from my favorite ones, please? But I feel like your souls are gonna take this, as it did with mine. It felt relieved. So if anything from these messages, I hope to bring you some relief and or encouragement, at least, because you don't always go through the greatest of times, and having someone to at least witness and believe in you is a lot. Really, it is. So thank you for being here for yourself. But someday, somehow, and this is your soul talking to your higher self, talking to your inner child, and or the wound where it comes from, and it's like, someday, somehow, I'm gonna make it all right, but not right now. I know you're wondering when, but you're the only one who knows that. So I feel like you're giving, let's all just give our inner child a hug, because it is the most patient part of ourselves that has ever existed. It has waited patiently. Sure, it may have a little mistrust here and there, but it's still waiting. No matter how long, no matter the weather. So if you feel like you're not patient enough for getting all that you deserve, know that you being here is proof, because you're still here. I'm still standing after this time. Pieces of my life without you by my side. I'm still standing. Yeah. some of you might like musicals, and Elton John are part of the Two-Spirit LGBTQIA+ community. But yeah, I also got the song You Are Free Now from Gladiators. Which was Marcus Aurelius, who is a philosopher and has quotes. And I went through, and some of you may liked a lot of I feel like a lot of my collective appreciates philosophy quotes and inspiration, and gets pull inspiration from them, much like Stoic did from Marcus. Like, even other philosophers are yes, some artists are even looking to you for ideas and are quoting you and your amazing wisdom. People are quoting you and like love your songs, love your podcasts, love your music. 2112. So mirroring, people are mirroring you because they really love what you're about and how well you're shining and just how passionate you are. So Marcus Aurelius, it is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never being alive. Accept the things that which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all of your heart. And I feel like you do. My collective, I feel like a lot of us in my collective, we have really big hearts. I know, I can feel it. I feel like you really resonate with having a big heart. And some of us may have, and myself included, thought of that as a weakness, but we're not anymore, because now we know that our big heart is directing us to protect others who also, especially with those who are very passionate with a big heart, we are there to, I'm getting that one meme where it's like, I'm an intensive care bear. Like a very mama bear type energy. Like, you're very like, and even a deer. Have you seen what a mother deer will do? They'll hoof you the F up if you come near their kid. They're not messing around. So some of you may look non-intimidating. You may be very harmless looking, because harmless doesn't mean that you cannot that you can dish it out, but it just means that you have control over yourself. You're not going to hurt people. You're just going to disarm them and de-escalate the situation. I feel like I'm just going on to explain who you are as an individual. I don't know how I got here. Yeah, you do it with all your heart. That's how I got there. That's how you're getting there. Is you're getting there by doing so with all your heart. And that's why people are really that's why people are buying reserved seats. That's why people are buying your tickets. That's why people are showing up. That's why people are checking on you and saying, I hope you're having a great time. And I know I've been thinking of you. We may not hang out, but hey, I still think of you, or I love orbiting in your journey and bearing witness. It's not like, you wanna know what? The planets aren't quite a best example. I was gonna be like, you don't see the planets hating on each other, and then I was like, start thinking about Greek history and everything. So yeah, a lot of you may look to old quotes, or a lot of your quotes are going to be famous. Like, I feel like you're gonna be appreciated and an inspiration to many. So I know that it may look like you have a lot of empty seats right now, but that's reserved for the friends you haven't met yet. They're on their way. I feel like it's like why we're so about waiting on divine timing is like it's like the universe gave us that math equation where if you're driving in the car going like 60 miles per hour and you gotta go on this way and your dreams are coming from this way at 20 miles per hour. And the universe is like, you gotta slow down, you gotta go 20 kilometers an hour. And you're like, no, I'm gunning it, pedal to the metal, 120. And he's like, oh, I missed them. Moves it up a little. Oh, I missed them. You slow down and you're like, fine, I'm not gonna move anywhere, even though you were like right here, and then you stop and you're like, I'm not gonna do it anymore. And the universe is like, F, we missed them again. So the universe is sending out endless supplies of arrows your way to hit the target. So don't give up yet. Keep rolling those dices. They're loaded in your favor, remember, and you've already earned your seat at the round table. But yeah, you're removing adversaries from your life by turning them into admirers. You're looking very youthful with everlasting youth with the aquamarine. Some of you may be Pisces and Piscean in your chart, especially in your top 3, or you could be a water sign just with the aquamarine here. You don't have to be. That's just extra confirmation. So today I have chosen the Herbal Astrology Oracle by Adriana Ayales. Ayales. I think it's Ayales. Oh well. Go and find out what their deck has to say. Can we get a message for the collective in regards to, can we get a nice little ribbon on bow for all of these messages here on what's the sitch? Okay, seriously, everything's possible. I'm possible. You are possible. What you hope to become and accomplish is possible. I am possible. I am possible. Whatever I intend to be is possible. Yeah, nothing is impossible. Just follow your heart. Giacomo. Some of you may be seeing a lot of sparrows or swallows for birds. You just may really relate to birds a lot. Some of you just have been seeing animals that really touch your soft spot on your heart. I'm taking this one. Yeah. Okay. Am I taking one more? Because I started shuffling. Okay. And the rest of y'all. Yeah. Go on now. Yeah. So we got Lip Balm and Palo Santo. $55 and $52. I feel like one says guardian, so a lot of your guardian from your ancestors are watching over you right now and guarding your reserved seats. So this is why you're not getting an overflow, because some people's accounts, they get flooded with bots and people who are trying to scam, and it looks super full. It looks super full. And here's what Spirit is saying. Yours looks empty is because it's reserved, and there is a bouncer. Your guardians are literally standing there being bouncers to your community. They're like standing at the drawbridge, and they're like, do you belong to the round table? Do you? But do you really? Oh yeah? Who vouches for you? And if they can't get no vouch for you, then they're sent packing. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're getting intuitive nudges through your familiars at home, your fur babies, and they're connected to your ancestors and they're bringing messages to you. They could be sitting on cards or joining readings, just trying to help with your spiritual work. So if your animals are trying to be more involved with it, just know that it is ordained. But ordained, that they've been ordained to work with you by your ancestors and spirit guards. Yes. The heat kicked in. I'm gonna take that as they're helping getting things kicking in and heated up and comfortable for you. Yeah, you're no longer gonna be left feeling chapped. Straight booty hole, as my late friend would say. Miss that guy. So lip balm. Some of you may make your own natural ointments, herbs, spices, some of your own cleansing sticks. Some of you may be drying out plants to make your own cleansing sticks. Learning about ancient medicines. Lemon balm, making your own ointments and lemons. You could be switching over and using more natural, organic foods, natural sources for shampoo and stuff like that. Just becoming more eco-friendly, reducing waste by upcycling with the clothes and stuff I'm getting with this symbol here. With the bees, I feel like you leave a lot of your plants around for them to eat late into the season, so you could have a lot of you could be late bloomers, just like sunflowers bloom late so that the bees can survive. So you blooming late might mean that other people get to survive because you're coming around. If you hadn't have bloomed late, then your story wouldn't be here for those who need it now. Some of you might be saving others with your story and inspiring them. That's so powerful. Also reminds me of like graphic designing and stuff, so I can feel like a lot of you are learning how to getting art albums, working on your merch. Some of you could do photo shoots and we're working on your costumes and stuff with Samhain coming up, Halloween, winter solstice. A winter solstice. I skipped a whole one with a fall solstice. Oh my goodness. But yeah, some of you could even be starting to get things ready for the winter solstice as well. With the harvest, yes, with the frost coming, some of you are starting to collect your rest of your harvest from the year's garden and fruitful abundance. Yeah, you're going through and slowly pulling it out as it gets closer and closer to winter solstice. I feel like a lot of you are creating homes for the bees as well. Some of you could work with bees hives and creating honey, so you're going and collecting that as well. If some of you are interested to like save the bees by helping them, you can get one of those bee homes from the hardware stores and stuff. There's like a bee homes with the like long hollowed out sticks inside of them, and they help bees who don't create their own hives have somewhere to huddle and hide and hibernate for the winter. And it's usually against the house somewhere, and you put it facing the south, well, at least for where I am, so that the sun will shine on it most of the day so that they can keep cozy while they're hibernating. But yeah, you can look into that if you wanted to help bees in your area where it does get snowfall. And yeah, so a lot of you are advocates for animals and want to give them sanctuary. A lot of you could be looking into finding a sanctuary for like wolves or coyotes. Some of you could have a soft spot for foxes there as well. Some of you could be foxes in the Celtic zodiac, or some of you may be looking up into the old zodiacs, like looking into whether or not you're part of the 13th forgotten constellation, because there used to be 13 moons. 13 can be very symbolic for you. There is 13 moons, so there used to be 13 months in a year to go around, and they would line up with each one of the moons. That was removed in Rome, so you may feel like you've lost or feel left out with regards to not knowing your birth chart. You may not know a lot of things about your birth chart that you're trying to learn and find out. Some of you might not have a lot of information regarding it due to adoption or just estranged from family. But you're making do with what you got and going through and finding out as much as you can, like through learning through your name, even with just your name, if you don't have your birth time, and trying doing it that with your destiny number and your life path numbers. I got Heya coming through my head, so some of you may ladies, lend me some sugar. I am your neighbor. Oh, y'all shake it. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Which you shouldn't do, because shaking a Polaroid picture develops slower. Oh yeah. Stop shaking yourself. You know, if some of you are shaking yourself like you need to like move faster. And it's like, how do I get this download to sound as cool as what you just showed me? Like, geez, Louise. It's okay, I got this. I got this. Okay. They gave me the song. Andre 3000, baby. Maybe you are receiving 3,000 likes or 3,000 like buckaroos. That'd be pretty fat stack, nice. Some of you are getting grants, but yeah, it's like shaking it, and it's like when you shake the Polaroid picture, like shaking a little bit. Okay. don't shake it up past what you're comfortable. Yes, developing new skills is cool and everything, but make sure you're being authentic. So don't overshake things up, because, it'll slow down your development as an individual and your own authenticness when you're trying to shake things up too fast and go in a direction that other people are going in, instead of trying everything out for yourself and see how it goes. So make sure make sure you're not always constantly on the go. That's what it is. It's not the shaking up, it's the constant movement. Make sure you're not constantly like on the go. Being constantly on the go could be interfering with your development, is what I'm getting. Because if you're constantly on the go, then you're not in the energy of receiving, because you believe that the only way you're worthy of receiving something is if you're constantly being productive. Whew. Okay. So that's a message for some of you. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it, but don't shoot the messenger. So there's 52 and 55. So 555. So big changes coming. And 2, finding duality. So big changes coming for finding your balance between duality. Finding that center so that you're in receiving energy. Finding it so that you can also in the giving, like to the point where you don't feel like you have to hold on to every single dollar and can't help a friend out and go to their show, or can't go to a movie, can't get your hair cut, whatever you feel. Like, to make sure that you're not holding on to that money, but also not overworking yourself either. So, spend wisely. And that's it. That's the whole message. Just spend wisely. Spend wisely on attention that you give to other people. Spend wisely in rejuvenating and replenishing yourself. Spend wisely with your financials. Spend wisely with your health. Make sure that you're not putting yourself in a detrimental fucking situations. I don't know why I swore there for a second, but I felt like it was urgent. Like, don't put yourself in situations that you don't feel comfortable in. I just feel like with a lot of the holidays coming up, I feel like there's a lot of guilt and shame around those who are keeping themselves safe by not going around certain people. And I feel like that's what it is. I feel like that's why I got really passionate about it, is because, when around this time, people really start to lay it on thick of that line of, like, they're your family, they're your siblings. If they didn't make you feel good when you were around, you don't have to poison yourself just because you're lonely. Don't drink from a nasty well just because it's there. Just because it's the family well doesn't mean you have to sip from it, If someone's pissing in the family well, doesn't mean you have to drink from it. You can go find your own well, and you would be well off, okay? That's what I'm saying, okay? I'm getting right blunt today. So I feel like a lot of you could be very to the point and will say what needs to be said. Sometimes you could go a little overboard with that. I feel like you also try to take accountability as much as possible. Lemon balm. Nurture. Mother Nature. Access the ways of Earth. Planetary guardian. So you got guardian twice. not only is their guardian here, some of you, yeah, the water sign, some of you may, it looks kind of like Archangel Gabriel. Some of you may like biblically correct angels and stuff like that. 4449. So stability and yeah, your stability is coming for you. Yeah, it looks like Gabriel. Some of you may be working and finding out who your guardians are and guardian angels. I believe that angels are just a certain type of aliens or from a different realm than us. And I think they're much older than the Bible and Catholicism and all those other religions. I think they're very old entities. And they've been found all over the world as much as any other supernatural and folklore tale, much as fairies. I feel like for some they could be even fairies, since I believe that there's different types of fairies with wings. So that's my nerdy superstition, so that you don't have to believe in that. But that's what it's bringing to mind, is that a lot of you like to connect different superstitions. Yeah, you're not throwing the book at other people and not jamming your beliefs down their throat because this book literally got thrown at the floor. So yeah, you're not throwing the book at them just because they have different beliefs than you, or don't want to be like, someone doesn't want to do rituals, someone doesn't want to go to certain, doesn't believe in a certain deity, or doesn't believe in deities. Some people just believe that this is an aesthetic and just find it really entertaining and fascinating. But you're not throwing the book at them for it. And you're finding people who are more accepting and not throwing the book at you for your beliefs either. I feel like you're starting to resonate on a level where you're finding more like-minded people, or at least open-minded people. Come on, right? Yes, we're doing it. But I still love the fact that you're this is the planetary guardians. So you have planetary guardians and your ancestors. So not only is your Starseed family, not only is your ancestral guardians, and if you believe in angel guardians, you're also getting protected by your Starseed family guardians as well. The balance of feeling and emotions, nutrients. Astrological rulers are Ceres and Jupiter. Melissa officialis is derived from the Greek word melissa, meaning honeybee. It was planted by beekeepers at the temple of Artemis. Cool! I didn't even know about the arrows when I was saying cool! Okay, sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I really love when things line up like that. I don't care how long I do this for, it's still gonna be super cool. In the temple of Artemis to keep the sacred honeybees happy, both in ancient Greece and Turkey. It was believed that planting lemon balm near the bee's hive would attract honeybees and prevent them from abandoning the hive. In Middle Ages, the sprig of lemon balm was said to stanch bleeding. I don't know what statch means. I'm assuming stop bleeding, because I don't know why you would want it to start. So, was said to stanch bleeding. I think that's like another word for like cauterization. In more recent history, lemon balm is used for its relaxing effects on the central nerve system, providing great relief from stress, anxiety, and depressive moods. Scientific studies has also found that lemon balm greatly eases the negative mood effects from psychological stress. Ooh, PTSD, getting it. Might invest in some of this. I don't know, something to say. Various cultures held belief that lemon balm retained mystical soothing and memory powers. Ooh. In folklore, it was used to ward off evil and promote health and happiness. I love how it's bringing all of this together for me. I love it. It's Xena. I'm getting Xena Warrior Princess. Some of you may like Xena. Some of you may relate to Gabrielle. Oh yeah, Gabriella. Some of you are a bard. You do poetry and music and maybe a little rolling for seduction and charisma. Yeah. Gabriella from the show is a bard as well as, you know, many other things. Very multifaceted, and I feel like you are as well. Various cultures believe that lemon balm, yes, ward off and good happiness. The ancient Arab physicians from the 11th century named Avicana believed that lip balm caused the mind and heart to become merry. He introduced this herb as a cure for depression and anxiety. Lemon balm embodies the archetype of, and for those that say it can't do it or whatever, placebo effect definitely does way more. If you look at any studies where they tried placebo effect, they did like at least 20% better than the regular experiment without the placebo. So I'm saying it's not mind over matter. It's just gotta mind the matter, which is your brain. You gotta mind it. Be mindful with your mind matter, the brain matter, the gray matter. Both Jupiter and its feminine counterpart, the asteroid Ceres. Roman goddess Ceres rules health, agriculture, nutrition, fertility, and our relationship with the mother. So yeah, some of you may have a childhood wound with a mother that you're healing by nurturing yourself. The nurturance or lack thereof within the family relationships, and united and our ultimate connection to Mother Earth. Oh, I love you. I love you, Mother Nature. I do. Every day. All day. Yeah, you guys are working with, I love that I brought up like your garden and everything. Oh, it's so cool. I'm feeling myself. I feel like you're feeling yourself too. As a collective, I feel like we are feeling ourselves, and it's about time. It is about time we felt ourselves, because honestly, people have been sleeping on us, and we have woken the dragon. The dragon ain't sleep no more. We have woken the great stone dragon, and yeah. But then we realized we're going to have to be our own great stone dragon. We're going to have to be our own dragon. Some of you are turning into the great family protector that they always, that you may have been slept on, like Mushu. And then you eventually became your family ancestors' greatest, guardian. Maybe you did protect other people in your family. Maybe you're now protecting yourself. You are breaking generational patterns and cycles. You are also embracing generational gifts, like knowing how to cook, knowing how to be cool at a certain thing, being funny, knowing how to really use your hands for healing. Like, you may have skipped a couple of generations and you might not know about what your some of you may not know because it was forced upon you not to know. But you are learning, nevertheless, how to bring it back around these traditions. Maybe you're looking up what it was like in those certain areas back in the day and seeing what kind of traditions they do have, taking courses. Maybe you're looking into other people's culture, like wanting to learn about Camelot and stuff like that. I certainly am into it, so it wouldn't be a surprise. It was 5:55:25 on the clock, and it matches the opposite of these. I know it's not now, it's like 36, but I was like checking first before I said anything. But look at that, it was 5255, and it was 5525 when I said that. So definitely some of y'all looking into Camelot, and Camelot is connected with the Fae realm. So a lot of you may be looking into different fairy backgrounds and learning about the 4 different branches of the Mabonian, I think is how you pronounce it. Magonian is not the word, Kim. Ceres describes what we need to feel nurtured in this life and how we nurture those around us. Like Jupiter, her qualities are jovial, supportive to our sense of well-being and longevity. Now, a lot of you might be taking that course on science of well-being or looking up the podcast as well for those who don't have as much time and like listening to podcasts, don't like reading or studying or the stress. Yes. There is a podcast. You can look up Science of Wellbeing podcast, and you'll bring you up and you can listen to that. And I bet you'll have a good time. Our sense of well-being and longevity. Yes, you are meant to go the distance to infinity and beyond. Guidance. Give yourself permission to mother the deepest core of yourself. Listen to your inner child. Retrieve the unconscious parts of your past. Forgive yourself. Liberate the inner child that has remained silenced. Lemon Balm assists us in reconnecting to the gentle powers of nurturance. Her soft and gentle touch reminds us to connect to the Great Mother in all her shapes and forms. So yeah, some of you might be learning about Danu, Gaia, Mother Nature, Papa Chachu, Papa Mama is another one, and just the other forms of deities that is Mother Nature and all of her different names around the world. Yeah, it's on page 149. I feel like some of you may be around the 49 age mark. That could be for someone. It doesn't have to be. Some of you, it could mean 94. So you could have been born around 94 or 94 could have been. It's just whatever. It'll resonate for whoever it's meant to. Her soft and gentle touch, yes. The medicine of the honeybee is here to serve you, prompting you to ask yourself, where can I soften and receive? How can I access my inner child to access great wholeness? How can I access my inner child to access great wholeness? Okay. Honeybee symbolizes the magic of nectar, vitality, prosperity, and the great inner and outer wealth that is ahead. Yeah, a lot of you might incorporate different cultures and deities in it, because in like Cena, um, there wasn't only just the Greek gods and goddesses in it. There was ones from Rome. There was some from India as well. I feel also like you may enjoy Supernatural, because that's also giving me the same vibes, because it had a whole bunch of different like deities and like being biblically unclean and all that other cool stuff. So like over time, it's like you may enjoy listening to different folklores, or you may have lost someone who there may be a loved one on the other side who loved that, who says that they're your guardian and watching over you and sending you messages in the clouds and through animals and the insects, and through their favorite plants and flowers that they enjoyed. They said that they're bringing it through. Okay, dokie. Paul Santo, Guardian. Up. Gifts from past lives. Activating dormanted gifts. Connecting to the ancestors. Guardians of the sacred trickster. So yeah, the trickster coyote, that's what I said earlier, the coyote, trickster wolf, and fox is pretty trickster. It says to be able to get out of any situation, because it has 2 foxholes, right? And it goes out one end instead of the other. So I feel like you always have a backup plan, or the universe always has a backup plan for you. Whenever you think that you're in a bind, all of a sudden it gives you a quick escape, and people are like, oh, you're so innovative, and may find you very inspiring because of how you get out of a bind so quickly. And your spiritual guardians and ancestors want you to know that they always have an emergency exit for you. It's with the sacred tricksters as well. Some of you may resonate with Loki. Some of you may resonate with Bran the Blessed, or Bran from Game of Thrones. You may be Game of Thrones lover and watcher. And it also astrological ruler is South Node. So you may be looking into your South Node and knowing what that means in regards to putting your past life behind you and what it was that you healed from last time, and what you're learning to accomplish this time is with your North Node. So some of you may be looking up your South Node, as well as Pluto. So you may work with Hades, Anubis, Persephone, the Minotaurs and the Labyrinths may resonate with you. The ritualistic burning of Palo Santo, which you may be doing a spiritual cleansing here soon, which translate to sacred holy wood, can be traced back to the Incan Empire, where it was used in a spiritual ceremony to cleanse the body and the space of malefic darkness. To this day, it is used ritualistically among many indigenous communities throughout Central and South America. Yes, and it is becoming scarce, really, because of overusing it from its popularization. So I would suggest maybe using another one, so letting indigenous people have their practice with this until it can become less sourced and repopulated. But right now it is really scarce and it is sacred. So if you're wanting to do it, just be mindful of that with your practices. And there's many others beautiful smelling and ways to cleanse your space And just be mindful of that within your craft, is knowing when something needs to be replenished. And I don't want to leave people being in a lack mindset, but I feel like sometimes, pulling back to help makes a really big difference. In South America, particularly to cleanse bad energy, bad air, or the evil eye. Mal der air translates to bad air, yet it is a spiritual sickness, believed to be a kind of a cold nightmare air, created by malignant spirits, malicious spirits, that enter the body, that cause pain, discomfort, sickness, and many other kinds of imbalances. Incan people use this wood in their religious rituals as a tool to neutralize negativity, rejuvenate the mind, body, and spaces, bring peace, balance, and good fortune, and achieve a better spiritual communication with their gods and the Creator. Scientific studies now show how Palo Santo can relieve stress and anxiety, stimulating circulation, reduce joint and muscle pain, and uplift the mood and the immune system. Since Incan times, that's so cool. I don't know, I like anthropology, and this is just up my alley. It also has proved to cleanse the space, dispel bacteria, and act as an insect repellent. Palo Santo medical qualities are very platonic in nature, plutonic in nature. As this fully cleanse negative energy, it will being highly invocatory and perfect for strong intention settings. Palo Santo has a long history of use as magic wands, as it unlocks innate gifts that have lain dormant, inactive, or blocked, like wisdom, intuition, and sight to see into the past and past lives. Guidance. Palo Santo is a protective wand that grants us power to unlock our gifts. And it just says the same sentence as last time. Palo Santo, like the fox, is here to assist you as a spirit guide who helps you navigate the spirit world. Oh, I love to say that. I said that they were anointed to be the ones to... The Chiron foxes, native to South Africa, nestle among the desert forest of Palo Santo for shelter. Living in some symbiosis with this precious trees, foxes are the symbol of afterlife, invisibility, and the sacred trickster. Palo Santo neutralizes the venom of the dark tricksters and alchemizes its poison into gold, becoming the sacred trickster. It is here to remind you to activate your dormant gifts. You are a guardian of the sacred that has walked many paths. Know you can neutralize the greatest of poisons and even outwit the most smartest of tricksters. You are prepared. It's so cool. That's everything I have for you today, my beautiful collective favored ones. Thank you for sitting with me at the round table for another beautiful reading, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. I appreciate all the stories and how you resonate, and just to see all the synchronicities amongst the community. So if you could leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I love all those new who have joined the channel. Thank you for joining. And yeah, I appreciate the energy exchange, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Remember to eat, stay quenched, and have fun.